Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hello Word. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today as we explore another fascinating word in the English language. Today's word is colony. So, what does colony mean? Well, a colony, as a B2 level noun, refers to an area ruled by another country. It's a territory subject to the political control of a distant state, typically with settlers from that state forming a significant part of the population. Think of it as a region that is governed by a foreign power, often far away. Now, let's dive a little deeper. A colony isn't just about land. It's also about power, control, and sometimes exploitation. Historically, many countries established colonies around the world for various reasons, including economic gain, strategic advantage, and spreading their culture. But the term itself is quite neutral. Now, how can we use colony in everyday language? You might hear someone say, the 13 American colonies declared independence from Britain. Or, France had many colonies in Africa. These sentences clearly illustrate the historical context of the word. But it's not just about history. We can also use it metaphorically. For example, you could say, this town feels like a colony of the big city, completely dependent on its resources. So, what are some synonyms for colony? Well, we have a few good options. Let's start with territory. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. See how territory works in a similar way to colony. Another synonym is possession. Guam is an American possession in the Pacific Ocean. Possession emphasizes the ownership aspect of a colony. We could also use the word dependency. The Falkland Islands are a British dependency. Dependency highlights the reliance of the colony on the ruling country. Another similar word is protectorate, although this implies a degree of protection offered by the dominant power. Bechuanaland was a British protectorate before becoming Botswana. Finally, consider the word dominion. Canada was once a British dominion. This emphasizes the control that a country has over another region. Now, let's think about antonyms. What words have the opposite meaning of colony? The most obvious antonym is independent nation. After years of struggle, the country finally became an independent nation. This directly contrasts with the idea of being ruled by another country. Another antonym is sovereign state. Switzerland is a sovereign state with its own laws and government. The word sovereign means that a state has supreme power and authority within its own boundaries, the complete opposite of a colony. We could also use the term autonomous region. Catalonia is an autonomous region within Spain. While not entirely independent, an autonomous region has a significant degree of self-governance, something a colony typically lacks. Consider the phrase self-governing country. New Zealand is a self-governing country. This emphasizes the ability of a nation to rule itself, free from external control. Finally, consider the word republic. France is a republic. This describes a state where power is held by the people and their elected representatives, the complete opposite of being ruled by a foreign power as a colony. Let's get back to usage in everyday life. You might hear someone say, the bee colony is thriving in my garden. This is a completely different usage, referring to a community of animals or insects. But we can also use it historically, like many countries in Africa were once European colonies. We can even use it in a figurative sense. For instance, the new department quickly became a colony of the marketing team. Here are some more usage examples. The British established a colony in Australia in the 18th century. The colony was rich in natural resources. The settlers in the colony faced many hardships. The movement for independence grew stronger in the colony. The colony eventually gained its freedom. The insect formed a colony on the tree. She studies the history of the American colonies. The penguin colony stretched as far as the eye could see. The artist created a series of paintings depicting life in the colony. The government implemented new policies in the colony. Now, let's quickly summarize. We learned that a colony is an area ruled by another country. We explored synonyms like territory, possession, and dependency, and antonyms like independent nation and sovereign state. We also saw how colony is used in both historical and modern contexts. Thank you so much for joining me on Hello Word today. I hope you found this episode informative and helpful. Before we go, I have a small favor to ask. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your support helps others find the show and learn new words. Also, I'd love to see how you can use the word colony in your own sentences. Share your sentences as a comment under this video. I'm excited to see what you come up with. Until next time, keep learning and keep exploring the wonderful world of words. Bye for now.